You're in bed with your partner. Things are heating up. Suddenly you whisper a secret desire. Their face twists in disgust. Shame floods your body. Sound familiar? Kink shaming is more common than you think, and its impact runs deep. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from judgment and embrace your authentic sexual self? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden dangers of kink shaming and reveal 7 powerful steps to sexual liberation. Watch closely. Your sex life might depend on it. Understanding the psychology of kink shaming. Before we go into the solutions, let's examine why people judge others' sexual preferences. At its core, kink shaming stems from fear and lack of understanding. Research shows that those who engage in kink shaming often struggle with their own sexual insecurities. A 2019 study in the Journal of Sex Research found that individuals who reported higher levels of sexual shame were more likely to judge others' sexual practices negatively. This judgment isn't just about sex, it's tied to deeper psychological needs. People often shame others to feel superior or to reinforce their own sense of normalcy. It's a defense mechanism, but one that comes at a high cost to both the shamer and the shamed. The impact of kink shaming can be devastating. A 2020 survey by the Kinsey Institute revealed that 68% of individuals who experienced kink shaming reported increased anxiety, depression, and lowered self-esteem. This psychological damage can leak into other areas of life, affecting relationships, work performance, and overall well-being. Moreover, kink shaming can lead to a cycle of repression and guilt. When people feel ashamed of their desires, they're more likely to suppress them. This suppression can lead to increased stress, decreased sexual satisfaction, and even physical health issues. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that individuals who felt shame about their sexual interests were more likely to experience sexual dysfunction and relationship problems. Now that we understand the roots of this harmful behavior, let's explore how to overcome it. Step 1. Recognize your authentic desires. The first step towards sexual liberation is acknowledging your true desires without judgment. This isn't about acting on every impulse, but rather accepting yourself fully. Start by keeping a desire journal. Write down your fantasies, no matter how taboo they might seem. Review your entries weekly, noting patterns and recurring themes. This practice helps normalize your desires and reduces internalized shame. Having unconventional sexual interests doesn't make you abnormal. A 2017 study in the Journal of Sex Research found that nearly half of all participants reported interest in at least one kinky behavior. You're not alone, and your desires are valid. To deepen this self-acceptance, try the following exercises. 1. Mirror work. Stand in front of a mirror and say out loud, "My desires are valid and worthy of respect." Repeat this daily to reinforce self-acceptance. 2. Desire mapping. Create a visual representation of your sexual interests. This could be a mind map, collage, or even a private Pinterest board. Seeing your desires laid out can help you understand and accept them. 3. Positive affirmations. Write down 3 positive statements about your sexuality each day. For example, "My sexuality is a beautiful part of who I am." Recognizing your desires doesn't mean you have to act on all of them. It's about acknowledging and accepting them as part of your sexual identity. Step 2. Educate yourself and others. Ignorance fuels judgment. Combat kink shaming by arming yourself with knowledge. Research shows that education significantly reduces negative attitudes towards alternative sexual practices. Start by reading reputable books on human sexuality. Some recommended titles include The Ethical Slut by Janet Hardy and Dossie Easton, Come As You Are by Emily Nagoski, and Sex at Dawn by Christopher Ryan and Casilda Jetha. These books provide evidence-based information about sexual diversity and can help normalize a wide range of desires. Attend workshops or online seminars about sexual diversity. Organizations like SESTA, Sexuality Education and Support Training Australia, and AASECT, American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, offer excellent resources and training opportunities. Share what you learn with open-minded friends or partners. By spreading accurate information, you become part of the solution. Consider starting a book club focused on sexuality and relationships, or host discussion groups where people can share experiences and learn from each other in a safe environment. A word of caution: Avoid unsolicited advice. Not everyone is ready to challenge their beliefs. Focus on creating safe spaces for open dialogue rather than forcing conversations. Step 3. Build a supportive community. Isolation breeds shame. Connecting with like-minded individuals can be transformative. A 2018 study in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that people involved in kink communities reported higher levels of sexual satisfaction and lower levels of sexual shame compared to those who kept their interests secret. Look for local meetups or online forums dedicated to sexual openness. Websites like fetlife.com offer community spaces for people with diverse sexual interests. Attend sex-positive events in your area, such as workshops, discussion groups, or social gatherings. Remember, these spaces aren't just about finding sexual partners. They're about building a network of understanding and support. When joining new communities, prioritize safety. Verify the credibility of groups and always trust your instincts. A supportive community should feel welcoming, not pressuring. Here are some tips for building your support network. Start small. Begin with online communities where you can remain anonymous if you prefer. This allows you to explore and connect without feeling overexposed. Next, set boundaries. Clearly communicate your comfort level and expectations when interacting with new people. It's okay to say no or step back if you feel uncomfortable. You can also seek mentorship. Many kink and sex-positive communities have experienced members who are willing to guide newcomers. A mentor can provide valuable insights and help you navigate the community safely. Building a supportive community takes time and effort, but the benefits are immeasurable. Surrounding yourself with accepting, like-minded individuals can dramatically boost your confidence and self-acceptance. Step 4. Reframe negative self-talk. The voice in your head can be your worst enemy or your greatest ally. Many people internalize societal judgments, leading to harmful self-criticism. It's time to change the narrative. Try this exercise. For 1 week, write down every negative thought you have about your sexual desires. At the end of the week, challenge each thought. Is it based on fact or societal conditioning? Replace each negative statement with a positive, accepting one. For example, change, "I'm weird for liking this," to "My desires are a unique part of who I am." This simple shift can dramatically impact your self-esteem and sexual confidence. To further combat negative self-talk, practice thought stopping. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, say "stop" out loud. This interrupts the thought pattern and gives you a chance to reframe. You can also use cognitive restructuring. Identify common cognitive distortions in your thinking, such as all or nothing thinking or overgeneralization. Challenge these distortions with evidence-based rebuttals. Finally, develop a self-compassion mantra. Create a short, positive phrase to repeat when you're feeling ashamed or judged. For example, "I accept all parts of myself, including my sexuality." Step 5. Communicate openly with partners. Healthy relationships thrive on honest communication. If you're in a partnership, creating a judgment-free zone for discussing desires is crucial. A 2021 study in the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy found that couples who openly discussed their sexual preferences reported higher relationship satisfaction. Start small, share a minor fantasy, and gauge your partner's reaction. If they respond positively, gradually open up about more significant desires. If they judge or shame you, it might be time for a serious conversation about mutual respect and acceptance. Remember, compatibility isn't about having identical preferences. It's about respecting each other's boundaries and finding common ground. You can use the following strategies to improve sexual communication with your partner. Schedule regular check-ins. Set aside time specifically for discussing your sex life. This creates a dedicated space for open dialogue. Use I statements. Frame your desires in terms of personal feelings rather than demands. For example, "I feel excited when I think about trying X," instead of "you should do X." Practice active listening. When your partner shares their thoughts or feelings, repeat back what you've heard to ensure understanding. This shows you're engaged and helps prevent misunderstandings. Create a shared language. Develop a vocabulary for discussing sex that feels comfortable for both of you. This might include code words for certain acts or a rating system for interest levels. Use tools. Consider using resources like yes, no, maybe lists or apps designed for couples to explore sexual preferences together. Respect boundaries. If your partner isn't interested in a particular activity, accept their decision without pressure or guilt. Focus on areas of mutual interest. Seek professional help if needed. If communication remains difficult, consider seeing a sex-positive therapist or counselor who can provide guidance and mediation. Open communication takes practice and patience, but it's the foundation of a fulfilling sexual relationship. Step 6. Adopt sexual fluidity. Sexual preferences aren't set in stone. They can evolve over time, and that's perfectly normal. Accepting this fluidity can reduce the pressure to fit into a specific sexual category. Dr. Lisa Diamond's research on sexual fluidity shows that many people experience shifts in their attractions and desires throughout their lives. Embracing this concept can free you from the need to label or justify your changing interests. Practice mindfulness during sexual experiences. Focus on what feels good in the moment rather than worrying about what it means for your identity. This approach can lead to more satisfying and authentic sexual encounters. To keep incorporating sexual fluidity in your life. First, try new things within your comfort zone to explore different aspects of your sexuality. This could involve watching different types of ethical porn, trying new solo sex techniques, or discussing fantasies with a trusted partner. Second, challenge binary thinking. Recognize that sexuality exists on a spectrum. You don't have to be either or. You can be both and, or somewhere in between. And lastly, read diverse sexual stories. Expose yourself to narratives from people with varied sexual experiences. This can broaden your perspective and normalize the concept of changing desires. Step 7. Stand up against kink shaming. Now that you've worked on accepting yourself, it's time to become an ally for others. Speaking out against kink shaming doesn't just help individuals. It contributes to a more accepting society overall. When you witness kink shaming, calmly challenge the behavior. Share factual information about sexual diversity. Remind others that consenting adults have the right to explore their desires without judgment. Be prepared for pushback. Not everyone will be receptive to these ideas. Stay calm and remember that change takes time. Your consistent, respectful advocacy can make a real difference. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.